agree, and I win the weather thing this morning, I really do. And believe me, the weatherman's out of the picture completely. It is Thursday, 30th of May, last Thursday in the month. Got a whole new month coming around on Saturday, and a day off on Monday too. It's Queen King's birthday weekend kind of thing. I see Anita is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Anita. It really, really is. And Nick, please, as well. Very, very cool. In the meantime, let me do this and we'll get the show underway. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy107fm, and today, please excuse me, today we're heading all the way over to Cardiff, Wales. Now, the last time I was over there, I used to play rugby. It was a long time ago, it really was. So, believe me, I am absolutely fascinated to meet Anaya and Churchdown. Believe me, you're gonna love them. I know you are. I get the request, I do. You're right here at Galaxy. Let's kick it off a long way down here at Galaxy. So that gives us a couple of minutes to get to know each other. It really does. And I've got the technology working this time. Look at that. Well done. Jeremiah Jordan Ash is joining us, and Glenn Silstone is joining us as well. Nice to have both of you online right now. Nick Plews is watching as well. Nick Plews is coming out of Leicester in the UK, so the countrymen are following. Love your hats, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. This one is brand new, but exactly the same as my other one. So.
Okay. Well, you know something? We here in New Zealand, we don't get hats like that. We get these.
Well, it's not often in Wales, to be honest. We stand out when we do get Christmas stuff.
I bet. Believe me. And we get these stupid Australian flock hat kind of things, you know, that's sort of like, yeah. We don't come from the outback. We don't. Chris Andreas is watching. Hello, Chris. Nice to have you with us, my friend. It really, really is. Say hi to Jimmy for us as well, won't you? Okay. How many countries are tuned in right now?
160.
160 countries. Okay, that'll go up. That'll go up. Not too bad. Really well. By the way, guys, how long have you guys been singing?
Together we've been singing about, well, it was 9 months on this Sunday just gone. This one coming up.
That's what I thought I heard when I was coming in. Barbara was asking you that, and I thought, you know, come on. I'm an engineer. I've been around the block a few years now, in fact, 47 years. And honestly, it takes a bit to capture my imagination, because I talk to bands every day, I talk to artists every day, but I absolutely am fascinated with your work. And as an engineer, I wouldn't have picked that. You guys have only been together for 9 months. You're like comfortable old shoes, honestly.
Well, it definitely feels like more than 9 months.
Good.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quick recover that one.
It's gone from 0 to 100 pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Started off just doing like our first ever gig in a pub.
Okay.
Through to headlining festivals now, and it's just absolutely crazy. So
Lovely. Anaya, I love your voice too, by the way. I really do. Okay. We got about a minute before we go live to the desk. So, welcome to Galaxy. It's an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.
And we'll get ready for that. Honestly, can I volume up on this? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're all the way over in Cardiff, Wales. We're meeting Anaya in Churchdown, and believe me, this is fascinating. I love this. Welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you very much.
It is an absolute pleasure and an honour to meet you. It really, really is. Now, let me put you in the picture straight away. First thing in the evening when I get to work, and it's usually about between 9 and 10 o'clock at night, I go past reception, and she's got a couple of little USB devices there for me to be able to pick up. One is on our stats for the day, how we performed. The other one, being the CEO of the company, I have to sign papers and do, official stuff, so usually on that. But the last one is simply named Noise. Now that's what we call our family here at Galaxy, all around the world, and only because they have a voice, and they're not shy at getting in touch with us to tell us who and what they like. You know what I mean? Now, by about 1:30 in the morning, I'm taking that USB device into production, and that's pretty much based on stats, based on artists and tracks, how we put our breakfast show together every morning. And I've got to be honest with you guys, I see Anaya in Churchdown every morning. I can't get away from you guys. I really, really can't. So I've got to congratulate you. That is phenomenal in its own right. It really, really is. And believe me, just getting to this point is almost impossible. It really, really is. Barbara gets about 200 submissions a day, literally, and she's got to be very, very brutal with that red pen of hers, you know what I mean? Because we can only do so much music and so many interviews within a period of a month, you know what I mean? So just getting to that point is absolutely phenomenal. Right now you're building a huge following around the world. We're in almost every English-speaking country in the world, and some that aren't. Literally, I don't know how that works, but I'll take it. I will. So, you guys were just telling me 9 months. You've only been together for 9 months. I find this absolutely beyond comprehension. You guys sound so good at this, literally. And believe me, as I said, 47 years as an engineer, I'm impressed. So tell me, how did you meet?
Well, we met a little while ago, and then we just sort of, you did a lot of music before, didn't you? And I was in a southern rock band myself, just playing the bass, and then we got to know each other, and after that is sort of like this, let's start something up, and we started doing music together, and it just sort of took off pretty quick, and so.
We were always singing around that, and obviously I thought, why not try singing a song together? And actually sounded really good. I thought, let's try doing some covers.
Yeah.
And it actually went really well.
Yeah, well, I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest with you guys. You seem to have struck something with our audience. You really, really have, because they're really, really starting to enjoy your music here at Galaxy. Now, a long way down, we opened up the show with that. It would be remiss of me if I didn't say, give me the skinny on this. Tell me about the lyrics. How did you come to this?
So this one was, it was quite an easy song to write. Some of the ones we sit down and we write it and we think, how's it going to go? How are we going to do the verses and the chorus and stuff? And this one just kind of flowed out, and I think wrote it in about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's the thing, really. And I strike this a lot with a lot of artists, that they say, Grant, I've written it down on a McDonald's napkin while I was taking the kids for a meal, a happy meal, you know what I mean? These tracks seem to have the longevity. They stay around a lot past. The songs that take 10 years to complete don't stay around as long, if you know what I mean. Maybe in that person's mind, but as far as life goes, not so much. Whereas the 5-minute songs, they seem to be there 2 years later, which is really fascinating. I love that, I really do. So putting it together, as quickly as you have, this seems to be a trend here, literally. you guys have only been together for a minute. You're putting songs together so quickly, it's not funny. So tell me, is it a home studio or a professional studio that you're recording at?
It was a professional studio. So this one we got in the violinist James, who was absolutely phenomenal. We got in a drummer, and it just came together so like exactly just spot on, and like
Definitely exactly how we pictured it.
exactly, yeah. And it was a quite emotional in the studio. It was for me anyway, just hearing that, and the violin was the last part, and it just polished it off, and it was just like, that's exactly it, you know. So that was a good one.
Absolutely love it. I really, really do. 1,571 requests for Heartbeat since we've been playing this. So I think, you know, tell me a little bit about this. This particular track fascinates me.
So Heartbeat was actually one of the first songs we wrote. Each verse was different, so for me it was kind of having to grow up quite quickly and kind of mature up, and in some ways stop being so naive for me.
And for myself, it was kind of a little bit the opposite. I enjoyed being a kid, getting muddy and climbing trees and stuff. So that's kind of my heartbeat.
You know, Kieran, I can absolutely agree with you. I really, well, being a guy, you know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from, I really do. So, joining us live is Anaya in Churchdown, coming out of Cardiff, Wales. Here's Heartbeat. How you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling good.
Nice, nice. So, any decent jokes come out of the out of the show?
Not any appropriate ones, that's for sure.
No? Okay. Do you remember William Shatner?
William Shatner.
Yeah. James T. Kirk from Star Trek.
Know the name. Wasn't a huge Star Trek.
Okay.
Very sorry.
Yeah, well, Captain Kirk from Star Trek. I was reading the news this morning. Apparently, his government has asked him to remove his lingerie line from the from the shelves.
Because he removed his lingerie.
Yeah, apparently Shatner panties isn't a good name.
Shem the panties, maybe.
Shatner
Not
panties,
Shatner.
yeah. You do realise that he asked Stevie Nicks to get married. She refused because he kept saying her name was Knickers, not Nicks, and, you know, Shatner Knickers again. You know, it seems to be repetitive now, doesn't it? It does. It does. Either of you guys vegans, by any chance?
No. Love me.
Okay. Look, have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
I have. Actually do prefer it, but
Yeah, I'm trying to come to the bottom of the myth. Literally, I've been researching this one for a couple of years now, and nobody can give me a definite answer. Are vegan sausages made of real vegans or not?
Depends where you come from.
Everybody does that. They laugh. You know, I'm serious. I'm trying to find out. You know, hey, I was upset when I found out that Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides. I found that out on Beetlejuice too, by the way.
Crazy today, isn't he? Everyone.
So, do you guys like to think out of the box?
We definitely try to. I mean, the next song we got is quite, I won't say out of the box too much, but it's a little bit out there, isn't it?
it kind of was, because I was just bored searching up Western country ghost stories, and actually how the hell came from that, the backgrounds of the stories and stuff.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple of questions for you that might be challenging to the brain. Literally, what's faster, hot or cold?
What's faster? I mean, hot's faster if you're like, you know.
Yeah, of course. You can always catch a cold, can't you?
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, see.
That is.
Leave parachute time. Dear. Could you imagine if your knees could bend in the opposite direction to what they do, how interesting chairs would be. Again, they all do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Silence.
Silence,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
imagining that.
Like trying to ask an ostrich to sit down. It's like,
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be like like an ostrich or a
Yeah, they
locust
do
or
too.
something. You know, they've got backward kind of legs. But that would make chairs really interesting. Really would. Coming up, we've got Little Lonely Town. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're in Cardiff, Wales, talking to Anaya and Churchdown. And guys, Sven, coming out of Pittsburgh, is asking, interested in doing any world tours? Are you looking at going around the United States by any chance? I think he wants to catch a show.
Well, we haven't got any gigs lined up, but we are playing in another radio station in Georgia next year.
Okay. I was about to ask, actually, because summertime is about to hit your way. Unfortunately, it's leaving us like crazy right now. So it is hitting your way. So do you have any festivals, any gigs lined up for the summer period?
We've actually got quite a lot.
got a good few, yeah.
We're actually headlining our first festival in September, which is Starfest. We actually just been invited to play in Summer in Nashville in Warwick on the introductory stage. That's going to be really good.
Yeah, no, that one confused me, literally, because I actually thought for a minute there that you might have actually been going to Nashville itself, if you know what I've heard.
And then just a little bit, because there was a bit of confusion. It's, but no, it is called Summer in Nashville. It's in the slightly less exciting Warwickshire, but nonetheless still exciting for us. It's going to be a really good festival, I think. So.
Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with Warwickshire, really, is there? You know, it's a nice little town. It really is. I'm sure Nick Plews will let me know more about Warwickshire in the long run. They have wonderful, wonderful names for towns over there. They really, really do. Used to stay in a place called Beer.
Ah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and believe me, I used to work in London, literally, as a DJ in London, back in the day, and used to stay in Piccadilly Circus, right? Then I met a young lady that says, come and move in with me. And I went, yeah, okay, where do you live? She goes, up a butt. Pardon? Well, let me tell you, the place didn't come as advertised. It really didn't. But I got my first pair of 15 up cherry red Doc Martens there at the same time, so yay. I walked away bonus. Literally, Little Lonely Town. Now, believe me, I want to know how come you named it this, but what really is this about? Because it seems like it's got an underlying story here that's not quite coming through.
I mean, that was one that, I think that was maybe the first song that I ever wrote properly. And I recorded it and just sat on it for about 3 years, I think. Because it was never, you know, I wasn't doing anything, you know, myself. And then as soon as, you know, we started doing music together, I was like, well, you know, maybe we can bring it out again and dust it off a little bit.
Okay, so tell me about this town. Is it based on a real town?
It's not. It's not. It was completely fictional. Just a little sort of love story that ended up actually not being that you know, lovely for one of them. Anyway. But yeah, it was another one of those ones that kind of you write it as you think of it, and you know the story kind of comes together, and then kind of went back and had a nice ending, I think. So.
Yep, absolutely. By the way, Nick Blues, who happens to be a bass player for a band that we introduced in Nashville, he's saying to me, Grant, these guys should be in Nashville, USA. I got to agree, Nick. I really, really do. So, right here at Galaxy, joining us live is Anaya Churchdown, little lonely town at Galaxy. Gosh, you're a dear. Excuse me. Dear. So what are you drinking?
It's just Pepsi.
Ah.
I'm grateful.
Right,
It's a little bit spicy. You know.
No additives? No additives at all?
Over the camera, it's just Pepsi.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. When we finish doing this interview, I want you to hold in there for a couple of minutes because the staff are going to rush the monitors, take photos, stuff like that. You'll get a copy of everything we do today, okay? Barbara's going to put it all into a movie for you, and she'll send you the movie as well. Now, first question there is, have you ever been a cartoon before? No? Oh, well, sorry, you're going to be now. I'm going to be honest, there's going to be some cartoons in there. But I usually say to people, show it to people you don't like. There's a good reason for it. I mean, you show it to friends and family, they're automatically going to love it because it's you, right? But if you show it to people you don't like, usually they get in touch with us saying, hey, I've got a band too. You know what I mean? So it's an on-flow thing, it really is. How many cities are tuned in?
5219.
Okay, 5,219 cities tuned in right now. Oh,
Thank you, everyone.
the number you want is at the end of this. Really, how many devices are tuned in? We can't call it people because it could be 10 people in one room or one, but it's all devices where we ping off. You know what I mean? I will give you that number at the end. That's right, I've forgotten to turn the mic on again. It never happens to me, but I've done it twice today. Joined today, coming out of Cardiff, Wales, is Anaya Churchdown. Now, got a young lady by the name of Trish coming out of Ipswich, real place apparently, Ipswich, and she's asking, you know, talking about doing tours, especially in the United States, would you be interested in doing tours around the British Isles in the UK? Of course, they were saying that they've got a few gigs on this year, so if you get a chance, how do we find out where you're at? Have you got a website that we can go to?
We're all over social media. Pretty much, if you type us in, you should get us pretty much straight away. So, yeah, I mean, we'll play anywhere. Really, as long as people want us there, we'll go. We're in Scotland, doing festival there, and all over the UK. So. Okay,
which part of Scotland are you in?
It was. Where was it? Dumbarton. It was in Dumbarton.
You're excused. Fair enough. My mother comes from Edinburgh.
Nice.
So, yeah. I found out at a very early age what a Scotsman wears under his kilt, too, by the way. His shoes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would expect me to say something else? Come on! Literally. Believe me, it's not where I belong under a Scotsman's kilt. It really isn't. I don't want to even think about it. I really don't. But I want to know about where I belong because, believe me, this one is collecting quite a few requests. It really, really is. 3,200, in fact. 3,281 requests so far and climbing. Believe me, we'll see it up there a little bit more tomorrow. So I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't say, tell me all about it.
Okay.
Yeah, go on, have a go.
So Where I Belong was actually one of the first ones that we wrote together.
Actually, we wrote it more about our relationship and actually finding each other. And when there was hard times, we were always there for each other.
Yeah, it was just, I guess, kind of saying that it's not sort of a place that you might call home, more of a person. You know, so that's the kind of thing.
I get it, I really do. So, joining us live here is, of course, Anaya Churchdown, coming out of Cardiff, Wales too, by the way, where I belong, on Galaxy. Ooh, it's warm in here. What's the weather like where you guys are?
Dark. It's very dark.
Kind of figured it might have been.
Cold.
Cold. We're at we're at 22 degrees.
Oh, must be nice.
Add another 10.
It's winter.
Add another 10, 15 degrees in here, and you're about right. It's bloody hot in here, but it's winter time. That's the weird thing about it. It's muggy for winter time. It really, really is. Last year, it rained here for 90 days through the winter. Non-stop, just consistently raining. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you have a look on the Bible, it says it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and some dude built a boat. Right? Yeah, 90
years.
90 days here, no bloody boat.
We didn't flood those.
Well, no, we didn't flood, but I tell you what, I was scared we were going to end up with webbed feet.
Yeah.
Start quacking. Dear. It really is hot. Can we employ some Kiwi air conditioning?
Hey,
Please?
everyone.
Yeah, we got the mod cons, we got all the good stuff. You know, Kiwi air conditioning. It's called open a bloody window, please.
I was going to say it's quite cold here.
Oh,
Do you want to swap?
Yeah, anytime. To be honest with you, I'm kind of used to the temperatures you have over there. I used to work in a nightclub in England in Piccadilly Circus called Church, where the Australians and the Kiwis used to go and congregate. And if you were any other nation, even including English, you couldn't get in unless you were with a Kiwi or an Australian. And you could always tell the Kiwis. They were the ones that weren't bitching. Yeah. Oh, any chance to give an Australian a bit of stick, we'll get in there, don't you worry. Dear. It's well, you guys understand rugby, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Well, okay. In fact, I've actually been to Cardiff and played one of your local rugby teams when I was younger. Let's put it that way. But for New Zealand and Australia, it's a rugby thing. You know, we love to hate each other. It's like, you know, neighbours and stuff like that in sports. You know, it's not our fault they can't win a cup for 35 years.
It's the same thing with I mean, we've got England and Wales have a big rivalry anyway, don't we? I think. And,
The
especially
Australian
local clubs.
rivalry.
Yeah, local clubs.
It's such a big rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh, I've played the Lions here in New Zealand too, by the way, when they came and toured here. So, believe me, I've had a fairly successful sports They just changed the rules. They says you're not allowed to play the player anymore. You got to run with the ball. Oh gosh.
Really.
That's right. I don't know, I've forgotten it again. How's that? You know, just too busy talking these days to worry about technical things like turn a mic on. Yeah, literally. Got to let you know, when I went to school, literally as a young man going to high school, where I used to be part of the local rugby team there, and do you realise that once we got to start playing, they actually put a hospital across the road. I'm not kidding. We had that place every Saturday filled. Any touring team that came along. Yeah, but it's quite true. It used to be a retirement village once upon a time until us guys got to high school and they turned it into a hospital, literally. And we were sending, I'm not kidding, about 10 or 15 visiting rugby team members to the hospital every weekend. Really weird.
Good investment.
It was, yeah, but unfortunately they started to get really PC with rugby. You weren't allowed to do this and you weren't allowed, you know, apparently a clothesline is illegal now. Who knew? Who knew? Just not allowed to do that anymore. Now, guys, believe me, I have got to ask you all about vultures simply because we have two versions of it. One, where we don't have your voiceover over it, and one, the production have played with and got it going. So, 1,700 plus requests for the one without, but 5,291 requests for the one with. It's quite self-evident. Literally, people can identify with this particular track simply because they know who you are. You know what I mean? And the DJs here don't always announce the artists that are playing at the time. So believe me, there's a huge, huge difference here. My question is, vultures, what makes this track so successful?
Well, we didn't really know it was, to be honest.
It was the first Southern Rock song we heard.
Yeah, it was the first one, and you're quite into your rock, aren't you, and metal, and obviously I'm more into my country, so we kind of smashed the two together and came up with Vultures.
And right now we seem to have more people past in there. Not songs.
Yeah, so we've got another Southern Rock song in the making called Hands of Hell.
It's
Well,
really
it's made already. So we're going to be starting to pipe that up a bit soon, and hopefully next release it in sort of month or 2 months or so.
Well,
super excited for that.
That kind of preempts my next question. It really does, but because I was going to say anything in the can coming up. But I tell you what, let's, it would be remiss of me if I didn't get this. Literally, let's go back to Vultures, literally, because I see your name and this track in the Breakfast Show every day. Every day. Now, that is unheard of. It really, really is, because we have so much music generating every day. It is, but our audience, the noise, are adamant. They love Anaya Churchdown, so it would be very much a pleasure to say, ladies and gentlemen, here's Vultures!
More music, more galaxy.
Yeah, let me play you this. Breakfast Show every day. Every day. Now, that is unheard of. It really, really is, because we have so much music generating every day. It is, but our audience, the noise, are adamant. They love Anaya Churchdown, so it would be very much a pleasure to say, ladies and gentlemen, Here's Vultures.
More music, more galaxy. New music. Now. Please welcome.
Hey guys, this is Anaya Churchdown. Stay tuned to catch one of our new singles, Vultures.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Turn it up loud. Galaxy FM.
That's what makes it successful. People can identify who you are. You know what I mean? So, knowing that you got new music coming out, how would you like to come back for another interview?
We'd love
We'd
to.
love to.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm sorry it's so late at night or in the morning over there. No, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. But I would love to be able to continue the relationship that we're building right now, if you know what I mean. I'm going to talk to you about something very, very important after we finish this, because we feel that we want to be able to promote you more than what we can do here. So we've got a little something up our sleeve that you might be interested in as well. And believe me, we only send the best of the best from our station to this contact. We really do. So I think you'll be impressed. I really do. Having said that, we'd love for you guys to come back again and do more of an interview and continue playing your music. I'm fascinated with your music. What sort of genre would you describe your music as?
Yeah, country stuff. Southern rock.
I'd like to say country. You'd like to say southern rock, so somewhere in between, I think.
Once you hear Hound of Hell, you can definitely hear more the Southern Rock side compared to Vultures.
Sure.
A bit of a
So,
I was thinking, with a little blend of Americana in there as well.
Yeah.
Just got that little bit of a touch in there, believe me, and I hear it. I hear music every day, so stuff that stands out. So I was talking to Barbara about this. I says, the boys in production don't know quite what pigeonhole to put these guys into, because it's not this, it's not that, and it's not something else, but it's a whole different. It's like you've thrown it in a blender and frappéed it and come out with an Anaya Churchdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a good thing for us. I mean, we're not, we don't try and be one thing, is it?
That's one thing we didn't want to do, was be stuck in one genre. We wanted to be in kind of a bit of everything if we can.
Cross over to all different ones. And
Just to properly show the two sides of us, is obviously your country, and we just wanted to blend that together in some way.
Honestly, guys, I absolutely thought that would be the case. It really is. But I got two very square pegs in a round hole in there. And they like to put things in cubby holes and little pigeonholes and stuff. You know what I mean? So they're gonna love this. That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're in Cardiff, Wales, talking to Anaya in Churchdown, and I see Michael Zdanowicz coming out of Orlando, Florida, of course, Galaxy Class Entertainments. If you ever want anything for your band, ever want promoting, or any other, get in touch with Michael Zdanowicz. If you can't get in touch with him, get in touch with Barbara. She'll put you in touch with him, and he does such a wonderful service. He really, really does. So nice to have Michael with us. Now, guys, we were discussing you've got a whole new track coming up in the near future, and I did ask you if you would come back again for another interview. I really am sorry to ask that and ask you to go through this, and I do appreciate you staying up so late at night to be able to talk to us. At least we're on the same day now, right?
it's our pleasure. Yeah, it's exactly 1 o'clock here now, so
Nice.
it's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. You know what? It's a Thursday here too, by the way. And it's 1 minute after lunchtime, noon. So you've got that hour buffer, really, don't you? Michael says hello too, by the way. If you ever need a an American label, he'd be more than happy to be able to talk to you as well. So, yeah, something to keep in mind. Having said that, we are going to have to wrap it up right now. I'm going to let you guys get off to bed very, very shortly, but we do have a little something we want to talk about after this. So please hang in there. But I've got to say, I'm very humbled and very honoured to meet you, you folks. I really, really am, and am looking forward to following Anaya Churchdown down the track. One of the most successful bands I've had in the breakfast show. Literally, every morning I see this name. I really do. You're right here at Galaxy, and I've got to say, thank you guys for joining us. Please don't go anywhere. For you guys that have been joining us online, all I can say is happy radio, everyone. See you tomorrow.